The myth I'll be going through today is about the peaceful warrior. We all strive to live our soul's purpose, but sometimes, and probably more often than not, our mind conflicts with our feelings and causes confusion. In the Bhagavad Gita, there's an important teaching and lesson for those of us who experience these internal struggles, and let's face it, that probably is all of us at some point in our life. In this story, Arjuna is about to embark on an upcoming epic battle where he realizes his enemies are in fact his own family, his friends, and essentially the community that he's a part of. And he's faced with a tough choice to act or not to act in what he feels is a situation, a no-win situation for himself. So he speaks to his friend Krishna about this and has a conversation with him where Krishna provides some advice in that compassion comes in the form of both a lion and a lamb. He advises Arjuna that he has a duty first and foremost to his own spiritual path. So essentially, to be a peaceful warrior or a spiritual warrior, we need to fight the war within ourselves, within our own minds. The war in a battlefield is essentially just a metaphor of the war and conflict that happens internally within ourselves. The peaceful warrior is essentially to call home to one's own inner voice and essentially be true to who we are and our own spiritual path, despite the opinions of others and despite the mental chatter that happens within ourselves. And our journey is really to learn to understand this. So to truly understand the peaceful warriors, to truly appreciate that we are all divinity itself. We're not in search of it, we actually are it. And as Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And as you do this, that change will in itself manifest. The chakra that I'll be going through today is the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra. And essentially the solar plexus is where the ribs meet at the front of our body and where the thoracic spine begins at our back. It's known as the Manipura chakra and is the jewel in the city. It's represented by the colour yellow and is said to be our bright light, our shining flame, where the element is actually fire itself. Manipura is essentially associated with our ego and our identity, our sense of power, our own internal flame, the career choices that we make in our lives, and importantly how we see ourselves and how we portray ourselves to the world. This chakra governs our digestive systems. So if you're suffering from any issues with the stomach, such as bloatedness or indigestion, constipation, any heartburn, it would often imply that you feel a disconnect with this particular solar plexus chakra, with your third chakra. And in order to deepen the connection with this chakra, we don't need to actually dismiss or demolish our ego, but essentially we just need to put it in its place and understand that you are the driver of your own ego. You're in the driver's seat. The ego itself is not the one driving and making the calls. So identify and understand how you interact with the world, and understand that it is the intention behind all of our actions that is what really matters. The sutra that we'll be going through today is Satya, which is truthfulness. One of the yamas in the eight-limbed path is known as Satya, or truth. In fact, Satya was, to reference Gandhi again, Satya was the foundation of his movement on social change in India. And it's essentially the concept of allowing the energy of truthfulness to flow through you in everything you think, in everything you say, and in everything you do. Essentially, good words, good thoughts, good deeds. So much so that what you actually think eventually manifests in the truth. It essentially becomes the truth. If you're always truthful, a time will come when all you say actually becomes true. The Yoga Sutra that explains Satya is number 36 in the second chapter, which says that once you become established in the truth, everything you do and your actions are the result of truthfulness. The truth is something that never actually changes. That is essentially, to the yogi, what the truth is. And ultimately, all we can be sure of is presence of divinity, of the divine spirit. And that is the only inarguable truth. Essentially, the truth comes when we let go of our own personal agenda and understand that there is more benefit in the joy and happiness and contributing to this in everyone else, in everyone around us and in the world, than the joy that might come with our own personal agenda. Inclusion and compassion for everyone and everything around us is what will ultimately set us free.